Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Kani and another episode of Quarantine Cooking. Today I'm going to share with you a chicken Alfredo pasta that is really delicious, and it will help you get through these times when you can't get out to get your favorite pasta dish. So let's go over the ingredients. So you're going to need some chicken. I'm using this already cooked chicken. It's really good and it's easy, so I like it for this recipe. You're going to need some broccoli. Any cheese of your choice. I'm using the Saggio Parmesan Romano cheese, which is really good. You're going to need some pasta. You can use fettuccine noodles, but I'm using macaroni because that's what I have on hand in the pantry. So any noodles of your choice. You're going to need some bacon and Alfredo sauce. I love this Bertolli Alfredo sauce. That's my favorite. And then any seasoning of your choice. I'm using the Montreal chicken seasoning. So use what you have in your pantry, guys, to make this your own, but this is what I'm going to be using. So here I'm just chopping up my chicken in smaller chunks. I like to do that, but if you want to leave them whole, feel free to do so. And I'm not going to be putting amounts or anything in the description because this is completely up to you what you have in your pantry and to use what you have in your pantry, and how much of the ingredients you want to use is strictly up to you. So I'm just chopping it up in smaller chunks, and then we'll move on to the next step. So the chicken I'm using already is seasoned a little bit, but I like to add my own seasoning. So I'm using this Montreal chicken seasoning. I'm not adding any additional salt. This has a little bit of salt in it, so you want to be careful because, of course, the bacon is salty and the Alfredo sauce already has some salt in it as well. So just be careful on what seasoning you use and how much you use of it. So I've heated up a little olive oil in the pan, and now I'm going to add the chicken to brown. And I like to brown my chicken. This chicken is already cooked, but I like my meat to be brown and have a little bit of crispy edges. So I'm going to brown it in the pan for a few minutes just to get some color on it, and also to heat it up as well. But it's strictly up to you if you want to do this step, but it does make the pasta taste even better in my opinion. So now moving on to the broccoli, what I've done is I have blanched my broccoli in a little bit of water in a bowl, put it in the microwave for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, just to get it a little soft. You don't want it too soft, but you don't want it to be crunchy. And then I like my florets to be in smaller pieces, so now what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting them up in smaller pieces. So again, blanch it a little bit, drain it from the water, and cut it up in smaller pieces. So as you can see, I've developed nice color on my chicken. This is exactly how I like it. So now I'm going to add the broccoli, and I'm going to let that cook with the chicken for a few minutes just to get the broccoli a little bit softer and to your liking. Like I said, I don't like my broccoli mushy, but I don't like it crunchy either. So great in the middle texture is good for me. So I'll let it simmer and cook together for a few minutes till I get it to the texture that I like. So I've added my Alfredo sauce to my chicken and broccoli, and I let that simmer for a little bit. And now I'm going to add the chopped bacon, and I'm just going to mix that in, and I'm going to let that simmer just so that it can develop some flavor for a few minutes. So now I'm going to add the cheese. You can add as much as you want. I add a good handful. You want to be careful because cheese is salty, so you don't want to, add too much and then it's overly salty. But a good handful will do you. And I just mix that up and let the cheese melt. Now, while I've been doing all this, I have been cooking my noodles. So you want to be doing that. Put your water on first and before you get started, and cook your noodles so they'll be ready to go when your sauce is ready. So I've just transferred the sauce to the pot that I cooked the noodles in, just for more room. And so I'm going to mix the pasta with the sauce and just cook it for a few minutes just for it to melt together. And I tell you, this pasta was so delicious. It is so versatile. You can add anything you want to it. You can add shrimp, different vegetables, etc. I just loved it, and I'm glad that you joined me for another episode of Quarantine Cooking. We will get through this together. I look forward to bringing you my next recipe. Please help me to continue to grow my family by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.